Well, g'day guys, and welcome to episode of Team Mad Mullet Fishing Adventures. Oh, a bit like Gentleman's Hour this morning. She's 10:30. Late start when you're talking fishing times, but you know what? Sunday, woke up, didn't have anything planned, looked out the window, I was like, yeah, you know what? Not a bad day. A little bit of cloud, sun shining. Why not hook the boat up and go for a fish? Plan is today I've come down, I've launched at Cabbage Tree behind me, and gonna go for a bit of a poke, chuck some plastics around, go out to the bar, see if I can't see some tailor. So yeah, I've got, as you can see behind me, I've got quite a few rods on board. A lot of people would say, why do you need so many rods? I think I've got 9 on board today, and look, at the end of the day I've got 3 different combos with different size slugs tied onto them. The rest of them have got plastics onto them, and basically I'm not going to have the same plastic on any one rod and start throwing basically paddle shads, different colours, until I find what the flathead or bream or whatever is actually feeding on. So oh well, better now than never. Let's get rolling, and hopefully I see you guys out there. So basically what I'll do is I'll just hang back and have a bit of a look. The bar's changed since I've been out here last. So, and being by myself, I'm not extremely confident. At least when you got someone else with you, you can always have someone manning the motor basically. Does look very fishy just here, but yeah, I'm just not real confident. I'll have a few casts and then I'll give up and go back in. Chillin', Zuzi boy. One would say I should be using just conventional threadline outfit, but keep it a bit interesting, I reckon. Always keep an eye on the water. There's a float of some sort over there. Must be a crab pot that's washed out with the tide basically. Your aim realistically is to get into that white water as close as possible. which I am achieving with this. But you know, at the end of the day, there just might not be any fish here too. They could be just around that point. You never know. And it's not real deep here either. It's sitting in 4 meters of water. I'm punching good 50 meters with this little reel. Let it hit the bottom, crank it back. And see a boat out there. I don't know whether they're coming in or they're fishing out there, but way out the back. Basically where my rod is, you can see there's some absolute cracker waves pumping out there. So what I might do is I might call it quits here. And go back in and chase some lizards. At the end of the day, if you're not comfortable doing something, just don't do it. It's not worth your life, not worth your boat, not worth your gear. So basically I've just come back from out the bar. Just behind me here is the mouth of Duck Creek. The tide is still coming in, and I really want that tide going out to fish the areas I like. I like fishing drains, things like that. Yes, you can push up into the flats when the tide's coming in, but you know, I like doing what I like doing. Everyone else got their own way of fishing. I know this area does produce fish, not so much this time of the year, but there always should be a fish around. Yep, there we go, onto a fish. What have we got? A bream. There we go, first cast of the trip, and onto a fish. Little brimbo. And that's not a bad little start to the day. He would be legal, but we're not after bream, so put him back. So basically the tide's coming towards me, so I'm firing the plastic right up, letting it sink to the bottom and working it back with the tide. You cast it with the tide, and oh mate's onto a fish at the back here. Cast it with the tide, hits the bottom. When you're working it back, it basically, your line will lift it up in the water column, and you won't get into that area that you need to be. You just put in a bream. So it's best to basically work your plastic with the current. And we're in 12 meters of water. I've only got 1/8 jig head on, so it will take a bit to get to the bottom. And when it gets to the bottom, you don't want to do and that's a snag. There's lots of snags down here. I'll see if I can go up. You don't want to do big rod movements because the current will actually increase that movement by hitting your line. Your line creates a belly in the water. Of course, when you do big movements, of course, that belly of line will get greater and also extend your movement. Lots of line down there as well by the fields of things. I'll probably end up popping this one off. It's at the back of the boat there now. Whoops. Whoa. Wow. Come off something, then went back straight back onto something. There must be a lot of bits and pieces down there. Oh. Oh, there we go. I'm off. Oh wow. Well, someone was chasing a shark or a groper or something down there. Well, at least I got that bit of tackle back. And there you go. Just hooked up. Now, bit of oh yeah, bit of a dew rig too. There's a couple of mustard big guns by the looks of things. So dew fishermen as well. A bit of rubbish out of the water at least. A few tailor. Just, yep, nope, yep, on. A few tailor. Hopefully don't get bitten off. This one's legal, I'll be keeping him for a feed. Oh yeah. I'll chuck him on the ruler. What is it, Zeusy? Is it a fishy? Is it fishy? All right, he's 35 centimeters. So I'll bleed him, and I've got a fry pan in the back of the boat there. I will be cooking him up for lunch. Hopefully those little tailor come back. Yep, on. They were just down deep. There we go. Another little tailor. He's a little bit smaller. Send him back and straight back out. You just don't know where that bait's sitting. The old crock bait works marvellous. Right, this plastic is tuned to pieces, as you can see. I'll take it off. I'll grab another one. I just ordered some more off Wayne, and the beauty about these plastics is they are so simple to rig. They're firm, and there we go. Look at that, perfectly straight. You cannot fault that at all. Good thing about the gobbler's lures too, especially these paddle shads, is you can use them for pelagic, so you can cast them out and burn them back. Yep, oh, I think I just got bitten off. Nope, didn't get bitten off, but the tail certainly got bitten off. So I'll do one more of these. And if I keep losing them, as I don't like just throwing money away. So they're obviously holding down deep there. Oop. And one key is don't rush. You rush and that's when you use your stuff up. All right, go back down. Not quite as far as I wanted, but we'll see. 3, 2, 1. Oh, Crank it back a little bit. No, give it another flick out there. Do it further. There we go. Three, two, one. Nah, what I'll do is I'll tie on, oh, I've got a slug tied on. You've seen I was throwing it out there. 20 gram. I've also got a 10 grammer on. Whoops. Wow. Give a amateur hour there. That was my fault. I should have, you know, just taken my time instead of rushed. All right. Whip that out. I'll count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Start cranking it back. Not super fast, not mackerel speed, but just enough speed to get that reaction bite basically if they're around. The old eye in the sky will quite often tell you whether there's any fish around as well. And by the looks of things, they should be still in the area. I'll quickly put the 10 grammer on and give that a couple of flicks. Watch out, Zeusy. Good boy. Whoop. The old 10 gram Halco twisty. Drag up a bit. Oh, that was a hit. Yep, fish on. So maybe it's that little bit smaller profile worked. I reckon, Zeusy. Another fishy? Another fishy? Oh yeah, Zeusy, what is it? You go, bye-bye. Flick out another one. It's only a bit warm. Beautiful, beautiful winter's day. Okay, wait a couple more seconds. And, hey, oh, there we go. Onto a fish. It's either foul hooked or it's a bit better fish. Nah, foul hooker. Young fella's onto a fish. Good to see father and son out. The only reason my daughter's not with me is basically she's out with my mum at the moment down Urella. Little tailor by the looks of things. So when you don't see the fish feeding on surface, quite often the bait will stay down and you'll get that bit deeper bite down deep. When you see them on the surface, by all means cast over top of them, crank it back through them, and that's when you'll quite often get the hook up. When you can't see them, just keep that slug as deep in the water column as you can. This one I'm gonna let, there you go, just hit the bottom there, go all the way down to the bottom. Bit dangerous because you can get snagged up on whatever down there. I'll put this one up and get a bit bigger slug, because you never know, a bit bigger slug stays down the water column a bit longer too. And also the tailor just could have disappeared. I can actually cast further with this, with a 20 gram slug, than that combo with a 10 gram slug. This tail walk reel and craze combo is just brilliant. I'll stop halfway, let that go back down on the bottom. Can be dangerous because a tailor can come along and hit that on the flutter back down. But got to risk it for the biscuit, basically. Yep, there we go. Yeah, another little tailor. Yep, this one's a bit bigger. There he is, Lucy. So what I'll do is I'll have a quick cook up now before I get basically yep, that's on. I'll have a quick cook up now before I get too involved with fishing, because I know once I start I basically won't stop. So I'll let that pan heat up. Knock a couple of these fillets off, and you basically can't get any fresher than this. One, two, put that back in the water. Go one on. Take these rib bones out. Another one on. As you see, I didn't scale them. I'll pretty much peel the flesh off the skin. That one's cooking. I will knock the fillets off this one as well. Flesh off, straight in the pan. Crackle, crackle, beautiful. So we'll flip these over. They're just about done. Now curling up a bit. So basically when your fork penetrates the skin and well, I should say the flesh really easy without any resistance, that's when you know she's ready. Alright, time to check. Oh yeah, very good. So this is done. Gas off, and have a go at that. Nice fresh tailor, literally swimming around. Let's put it out to 15 minutes ago, but more likely 10 minutes ago. Oh. Nice and firm, beautiful taste. Can't beat fresh fish on the water. Now I'm just arriving to the first creek. Now I usually stop the motor, you know, 50-100 meters back, and then come in on the electric, just so it minimizes spooking everything. Good old tailor scales over everything. Now this is a creek that goes up quite some distance, maybe a bit too much water at the moment, Usually when it narrows, it more congregates that flow of water coming out, the bait fish coming out, etc. But we'll give it a go here for about half an hour and see what we can't pick up. Now throughout the day you will see me, I'll just turn this down a little bit. Throughout the day you will see me pick up a lure that you would have never seen before. This basically is a prototype. It's not on the market whatsoever. Just simply for me to have a test out of them. Have not caught anything on this thing yet. Hasn't even been in the water, so fingers crossed I can get something today, and hopefully there's a few jelly prawns flicking just up here, so that's a good sign. Could be bream, could be flathead, unsure, but it's a good sign nonetheless. Put the old spot lock on. First cast, and it's like, where should I cast? Well, like always, work the clock. Start there. And as expected, the water's quite dirty where I am. You got lots of creeks and bays up this way with mud flats. So of course the water coming off them is always quite dirty. Where if you push out a bit wider, it will be that little bit clearer. Well, doesn't look like a hit on the first cast, but and again, it wasn't a very far cast. Not much distance to it. It's not the most aerodynamic of lures, but at the end of the day, it's pretty much basically to expect. Like, you got all those legs, that tail flapping through the air, catching all the wind or the air. The one thing I really like about Gobbler's lures, besides the action, they're Australian made. This logo right here. Now, you can't buy to put this logo on, you have to basically earn it. You have to prove that you're 100% Australian made. So very well done, you've definitely earned this. He's up the north side of Brizzy, and him and his wife work out of their garage, and they shoot these all day long. Absolutely brilliant product. And while I remember, when you go to purchase online, if you use product code TMP10, you'll receive 10% off your next purchase. I might have one more flick of this little fella. Not like too much going across the tide, but we'll give it a go. You first, half the clock, well, quarter of the clock basically. Let's say that's 12. When you get to 3, it's fairly easy to work, but once you get past that, then I'm working it against the current, and it's very hard to work your plastic then. Yep. Fish on. There we go. It's not big, but literally right up there in the shallows. So hopefully I can keep connected to this. I'm pretty sure it's just a little rat flatty, but yep. Oh, there we go. It's a bit bigger than I thought, but the very first flathead on the prototype. Have a look at that. Absolutely brilliant. That will be, just want fella to calm down. There we go. Basically pinned perfectly in the jaw. And tell you what, that wasn't coming out very easily. I'll get this flathead back in the water. It's probably around that 40 centimeters, but I'm not going to measure it. Beautiful. And I give a bit of a look at this. So this is one of Gobbler's jig heads. So it's a UV, that's a 1/8 on a 4-row, and they're an absolute brilliant jig head. They're actually UV coated, and that little flathead is, oh, lots of bait fish skipping up there. That little flathead is basically munted this prawn. This prawn was shot out of a silicon mold. I'm pretty sure it wasn't out of anything like aluminium or stainless steel. So like I said, it's only a prototype. So I've popped the cherry. I don't want to lose this. It's the only one in existence basically. So I'll hang it up. Don't be afraid to throw bigger profiles too. This is a 4.75 in motor oil color in the paddle shad, and that's a 1/8 4-0. So look, it's not big when you're talking soft plastics, believe me, but the bigger fish here may be feeding on that little bit bigger profile. The wind's coming basically straight onto us, so it's a little bit harder to keep in contact with the plastic because it's creating that belly in the line, but you just have to work with it at the end of the day. Now, just because I've caught some quality fish in the mouth of this creek, you know, in the past, doesn't mean that you're gonna get fish every single time. Moon phases change, tide changes, lots and lots of things change. And look, we are not on the correct side of the moon at the moment, but at the end of the day, I'd rather be here not catching fish and sitting at home doing nothing. So just remember to make your memories, guys, and I'll touch base on memories just a little bit later on. If you're really interested in finding new locations, it's really good to come out on your low tides and really scout the area, scout the flats, scout the drains. Oh, there's a fish. Ooh, bit better fish this one. Yep. Scout everything. You'll find where the flathead are because they leave their telltale marks of them being in the area. And this particular fish is going to come home with me. Nice pan-sized flatty. Yeah, a nice little pan-sized flathead on that motor oil colour. Now I've thrown crockbait a bit here, I've thrown Diablo. You would have seen that first little flathead come in, that was on motor oil, and I've thrown a few other colours. Nothing's worked. Put that out, I got a bump on my first cast, I thought, oh, I better start recording. Brought it back in and cast out again, and there you go, a nice little lizard. Now I'll put this one on the brag mat. And it is 44 centimeters. So I'll brain spike this fish, bleed it, and get it on ice. Because the old flathead tail at the end of the day is up grilling eating. And you know what? I might give a few to my in-laws. So let's talk memories. Let's talk trying to make the most out of the time you've got. Look, time. You haven't got time, basically. Your book's are already written. Why not get out there and make memories while you can? I know work's very, very, very important. I work Monday to Friday between 8 and 12 hour days. Every single week, sometimes Saturdays. It's just part of life, unfortunately. You've got mortgages to pay, got regos, all that sort of thing. Got food to put on the table for my beautiful family, clothes to put on our back. and I love coming out here and showing you guys what I do. At the end of the day, if you consume yourself in life and that's all you do, and you go home and all you leave your 1 day or 2 days a week off to do is to do chores, if tomorrow you get sick, you go to the doctors and you get that piece of bad news, that really bad news, guys, it's too late to start living. Live now, because it's too late to start living later. So I'll give you a bit of a story of just this weekend, what I've been up to. So Friday, I started at 6:30 a.m. and I didn't finish until 5. Now I work in the pest management industry. I work for a really good company called Savage Pest Control, and a bit of a plug for them. Look, if you have any issues with termites, your general pest, pre-purchase inspections, just get a hold of Savage Pest Control. I'll leave a link down bottom. They'll help you out. But anyway, finished, got home about 5 o'clock mark. My beautiful wife Ash, she knocks off at 5 o'clock. I got Lily ready. 6 o'clock, I was on the road and he headed to Uralla. Now, if you don't know where Uralla is, bit past Armidale, so you basically go through Warwick, Stanthorpe, Tenterfield, Deepwater, Glenniness, Armidale and Uralla. So it's about 5.5, 6 hours drive with a stop. Got down there just before midnight. Had a bit of yarn to my mum. My mum lives down there. And had a bit of a sleep, got up in the morning, and we were meant to have a big rain event this weekend. We were meant to have over 100 mil. I said to mum, look, unfortunately, I'm not gonna stay Saturday night as well. I need to get going. It's supposed to be meant to be raining. Anyway, so I got up that morning. We did a little bit of exploring of Uralla. I've never been down there. So mum showed me around. And basically I was on the road again at 11 o'clock, 11:30 I left, and I got home basically bang on 5 o'clock. So I did a bit over 900 Ks in under 24 hours. And look, I did want to get up really early this morning and go out in the bay and chase some squid, but I was like, no, I need to catch up on some sleep. So basically I woke up and I was like, you know what? It's a beautiful day. So much for the rain. Hook up the boat anyway, and here I am down the pin chasing some flathead. So you have to basically optimize your time. I've left my daughter down there to make memories with my mother. She's down there for a week. She's going to be brought back up. And just guys, just please promise me you'll set some time aside, even if it's as a family, to make memories. It's the most important things in life is memories. I really actually wish someone out there made like a 1/12, 1/16, like super light jig head in a 3.0, 4.0 and 5.0. So when you're fishing these sorts of areas, your plastic, basically, even though I'm using a 1/8, it's still diving to the bottom really quick. And you'd rather that slow action down to make it look as natural as possible. Especially when you're fishing shallow water. The more suspended time you get, the better. So if anyone out there knows of where I can get such items, so a 3.0, 4.0 or 5.0 in lighter than a 1/8, please let me know either in the comments below or contact directly on our Facebook page, because I do shave jigs down. I just haven't got the gear on me to shave jigs down at the moment. We have a bait fish just flicked over there then, so hopefully I can put it in the right spot. I should have gone a little bit further, but it is what it is. Well, I'm all hooked up, and this is a good fish. Hopefully it's not a foul hook stingray. I'm only on very light gear here. Nah, I reckon this is a good flathead. Get the old net ready. Jatsusi. Hanging out the front of the boat. Huh, it's a big blackfish. Big luderick. Well, I'll be jiggered. These things just don't know when to give up. I mean, you look at that blades and tails. She bending. Oh. She's a biggie too. Right, where are you? Come on, up you come. Oh. Just give up. Yes! Now that is a very, very, very big blackfish. And you are certainly coming home with me. Now that is an absolute cracker of a luderick. That is a big fish, luderick standards. So to my answer before about luderick fishing, yep, they're on. Put it on the lie detector. 44 centimeters of absolute fighting vegetarian machine. Oh, definitely bleeding this guy, and he's coming home with me. Finally. What is this, flathead? Hope so, wouldn't mind another one. Oh, another bream. Oh, that's a corker of a bream too. Now that, ouch, that is a good sized bream. Now it's bream number 2 at 3.75 crockbait paddle shad, doing the damage again. Absolutely brilliant. Now plastic, and you can go back. Now this is a brand new location. I've never ever fished here before. As you see, once again, another drain. But this time it's a very steep drop off where the back of the boat's sitting in 5.5 meters of water. So yes, quite deep. So I'm just not sure. Well, your 1/8 definitely will be hard work here. But I'm just hoping there's still something sitting up high in the creek there. I might actually poke in. There's another little creek up here again. You never know, there might be a nice big lizard sitting up in here. I'll just keep an eye on this sounder. Yeah, see, she's just starting to rise there now. 4 meters, 3.8, 3.6. .7, so yeah, she's quite deep here. Looks sus, this little area just here. We can get in there. So keep an eye on the... Actually, I might just spot lock here in 1 meter. Spot lock here. No, I should be able to cast. Yeah, you won't be able to get up in there. I should be able to cast all the way over there. Yep. Oh, that's so shallow there, it's not funny. I don't think I'll get anything much here. I reckon this place here will be a good spot for you know, high change, I reckon. I just feel this drop off's a little bit too sharp. Well, the style I fish in, I mean, I can tie on a bigger jig head and fish deeper. I really can't be bothered. I'll have a few casts up in here and see what we can do. Fish on. Don't think it's a bit too bad to fish either, I think. That feels of it. Yep. Nice fish. Hopefully stay connected. Just playing down deep at the moment. There's the leader. Can't be too far. Hopefully it's a nice big lizard. Yes, nice lizard. Come on, mama. Where is he? Where is she? Right under the boat. Come on. Yes! Now that is a nice lizard. Oh, look at that Zeusy. Watch out, Zeusy boy. Watch out. Now that. Now that right there is what you call a bloody beautiful lizard. And you see that 3.75 paddle shad. Just, yeah, you wouldn't think such a big fish would crunch such a small little lure. It just goes to show you how much fish actually desire gobblers. I'll put this girl on a mat. $75 centimeters. Beautiful. And that's a releaser. Take a couple quick pickies. Time to release this beautiful girl. Oh, youch. It's absolutely beautiful catching these bigger fish and able to release them. She's just holding onto my thumb. You can see my fingers there, gripping down. Her pectoral fin's nice and high. She's healthy. Whenever you're ready, darling, you can go. Oh, let go. You guys, the old gobblers, 3.75 in the crock bait with the UV jig head, 1/8 4-row, nailed on that beautiful big female dusky flathead. That's only 12-pound leader. She's rasped up a little bit. I'll trim that off, retie, and that's a good thing about these gobblers lures. They just keep catching fish on the same thing. It's absolutely brilliant. Get yourself a hold of these, some of these guys, they're absolutely brilliant. The old gobblers, 3.75 in the crock bait with the UV jig head, 1/8 4-row, nailed on that beautiful big female dusky flathead. That's only 12-pound leader. She's rasped up a little bit. I'll trim that off, retie, and that's a good thing about these gobblers lures. They just keep catching fish on the same thing. It's absolutely brilliant. Get yourself a hold of these, some of these guys, they're absolutely brilliant. She's definitely been a hard old day today, but we've persisted and caught some fish. You know, I've got that one first, a luderick, a really good flathead, bream, etc. So can't really complain. Get a few more casts here and then move on. Fish on. He just changed over. Just changed over to a motor oil. Whether that was the change or not, I'm unsure, but donged another little flathead. Come on, mate. There we go. Another little lizard. That was to the motor oil. Nah, not legal, so I put him back. Now I've done quite a bit of exploring today, new places, and look, it's been hard. And I said right at the beginning, you know, realistically we are the wrong side of the moon, but in a day you got to be in it to win it. So far I've got 3 flathead, 1 bream, 1 luderick, and I think 5 tailor. So look, hey, we've succeeded. We've got what, 10 fish. We've got 2 keepers there. Got a meal for myself, my wife, and my daughter. So I can't really complain. Yes, we have come out and we've had absolute blinders of sessions, but look, you can't come out every time and slay the fish. Be great, but then what's there to keep you interested if you know you're going to catch big stuff all the time? This right now it's all about finding, learning, etc. as you go along. Keep using the techniques that you've always used, hit new locations. The new locations don't work, then, you know, as you see, I'm back where I got the big lizard. There's a lot less water here now. I think it's a little bit, I don't think there's quite enough water here. Yeah, no, there's not. My plastic actually came out of the water there on a jig. But we will persevere. Hit this little bit deeper water. I'll go back over to that little creek there again. A quick flick over there. I'm losing light pretty quick now. Yep, there we go. Fish on. Another little flatty. Nothing big. Your measurer. Might be just. Another little throwback. Actually, what I might do, I think there's a lot of jelly prawns here. I will take this soft plastic off. And I will put a little 3-inch shrimp on. See if I can't get a bite with this thing. There's some shrimp over there. This is a 1/12 1/0, so very light. As soon as it hits that current, she's just gonna scream away. But hopefully I can entice a few more fish to feed. Hopefully I can entice a few more fish to feed on this smaller profile. Put a bit of sack scent on this one. Sack scent, and give her a whirl. Right, that's right up there where I've been seeing those jelly prawns. Yep, there we go. Fish on. First cast on that prawn pattern. A little flatty again. Yep, little flatty. There we go. Whoop, and he's off. Come here, you. Isn't it funny, when I was here before, could barely get a bite, and I've come back a little bit later on in the tide, and look, they're not big fish, but they're just fun fish. And that one fell to that little shrimp, and put him back. And see if we can't get another one. Well, lucky last spot. I usually like fishing around that green beacon there, but usually there's a big mud bank, weed bank just here, so it's not the ideal time for me, but I'm gonna have a bit of a drift and see if I can't pick up a couple little bonus flathead. Quite shallow water. And here in 1.8, it's not too bad. So hopefully there'll be some fish sitting along here somewhere. Might actually put a bit of spot lock on here. We're literally perfectly out of the wind here. She's starting to get a bit cool, isn't it, Zeusy? Hey? Starting to get a bit cool? Got your jacket on, haven't you? What? What? Which one? Oh, there's a fish. There's a fish. There's a fish. Oh, I hooked him in the tail. Oh, I just wrapped up in it. Oh, he's worth a measure. He might go towards a little packet. Yep, he's a keeper. He's 42, so that is legal. And hey, when it comes to flathead tails like that size, beautiful eating. Well, it has been a hard day, but a successful day at the same time. Now I'll probably wrap this up now. Thanks for joining me along on this little episode. Hope you really enjoyed it. Now don't forget, if you're interested in purchasing any of the Gobblers products, link in bio below. Don't forget to use promo code TMP10 for 10% off. Well, I hope you enjoy this little video. I'll enjoy this last bit of sunshine. Don't forget to give the video a good old thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, and please guys, share the hell out of it. Alright guys, till next time, cheers and good luck.